Hello, everybody. This is John Carlo here. Hope you guys are doing well today on this beautiful Wednesday. We'll be starting in a little bit. Just want to let a few more people funnel in, and then once we have the attendance, we can just get started. So I'll let this be for a little bit. You guys can just go and do whatever you need to do, and then come back in like a minute or so. All right. Can everybody hear me? Just send in in the question box or whatever, send it in if you can hear me, just so I know that I don't need to adjust anything here. All right, I think I might be talking to myself here. Can everybody just hear me or no? Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you, appreciate it. All right, let's get started then. So as always, derivatives trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. So the agenda for today, I was just going to give a quick overview of what EdgeProX is, an overview of what EdgeClear is, and then I was going to go over the Cumulative Delta and then OHLC lines, and then just take a Q&A from everybody in the audience. So what is EdgeProX? EdgeProX is an all-in-one solution for active traders. It's got MBO capabilities, volume profile and TPOs, native order flow tools. It's fully functional with 300 and plus indicators and studies. There's indicator layering. It's native to Windows, macOS, and Linux. It runs on Rithmic, CQG, and IQFeed. All these features are available for the low price of $34.99 per month, and this does not include the cost of data as well. What else does it include? It includes heat map, volume imprint, volume profile, TPO charts, and then advanced DOM, simulated trading, replay mode. You have the ability to do cross trading, cloud levels, Edge Pro line, which we developed, OHLC lines, which I'll be going over today, time and sales, and then obviously, like I said, the 300 indicators. What is EdgeClear? We are an independent futures brokerage. EdgeClear's objective is to simplify access to markets through outstanding brokerage services and solutions. We're built by a team of award-winning industry experts who also understand the complexities of trading. EdgeClear combines the best technology, service, and risk control. Everything we do here is trader inspired. So, Cumulative Delta. Let's get started with this. This indicator can be hard to set up. If you look at or watch Morad or Futures Trader 71, his cumulative delta looks far more complex than what you would add onto your chart just initially from adding the indicator. So if I go to the EdgeProX Active and add in a cumulative delta, which I have on the bottom, this is just a standard cumulative delta that you get added in on the bottom. So this is probably nothing like what you would see on FT charts. Essentially what I'm going to do here is show you what you can do with this, like, you know, how to add in the different and make it more advanced than what it is currently. So if you head over to the settings, go over to all settings. What we have is you have your bar type, which is going to show either a line or a bar, whatever you may want. So we can have this be candlesticks if we want. Apply. It'll change the bottom to candlesticks. Once it loads, you'll see it turns it into a candlestick chart. This is going to reset daily. We can change this as well. The other cool thing that which you probably see is the relative delta, which takes and breaks up the cumulative delta into relative delta, showing how big each order lots are. So you can set this to be between traders that are trading between 10 and then the max size of 100, and then continuously go down. So let's say we want people who are trading between 1 and 10, and then 10 and 100. And then let's say we want a bigger leap to see the bigger orders. So we do 100 and let's say 1,000. Oops, 1,000. And what we'll do is we'll add in a line for each of these, change the bar type to a line on all of them. And then what this is going to show is eventually you'll see all 3 lines on the chart, and you can basically see the breakup of the cumulative delta within you can see the breakup of the cumulative delta within it, each line. So I think that's all we'll need to do. Let's see what happens. Apply, update. So you'll see the 3 lines come in. Let's make this bigger. You can see the 3 lines come in. So you see your, the other thing too that you can do, which probably would help differentiating them, is changing the colors of each of them. So going to the pencil to the left, to the right of the line, you can change the color. So let's do like a red for small, yellow for medium, and then green for big. And then what you can do, which I like, is you can also set a tag to it. So you can basically say for the first one, small. And then let's say, okay. And then if I go down and do that for the rest of them, I can essentially medium and then large. And you'll see on the chart, it's going to break up. Now we can probably differentiate a little bit better. So, all right, don't know why it didn't change, but I'll go back in there. But essentially what it's going to do is it's going to change each line to a different color. And then it should have red. And once it changes the lines, you'll be able to differentiate the small, medium, and large orders. And then the tag itself, what you can do is you can set on here to be tag background, no. So what you can do is have a tag or a way of showing which one you're referring to. So you can essentially have at the end oh, here you go, large, medium, small. And so that's right here. So then you can see here the medium orders, the large orders, and then the small. So then you can kind of come to your own inferences of what this may be showing or what this may mean. So the cumulative delta has a lot in it and a lot you can do with it, which I personally like. And I know if you look at Morad's stuff, you'll see him using this often. Let's see, use defaults. This is probably what I was looking for. Let's try this. Yep. All right. So then that's how you would change the bar type, is going into the pencil here and then showing the tag. And you can also have it go small. So if you don't want it to show on the right here, you can also have it show up on the actual line, which is what I'll show you right now. Update. You'll see, boom, small. So it depends on how you want to see it and how you want it to configure it. But I figured I would just give you a basic rundown of what this is capable of. And then you can kind of adjust this to your preference. I think that's, and then options, and you can kind of basically adjust these as you wish or as you please. You can also, the one thing, like for example, is you can layer this on top of this chart if you would like to. So for example, if we wanted to layer this, I would change this back to a line. apply that. And then what you can do, which I like personally, is you can see the cumulative delta on top of the actual chart. So you can layer this on top of this and really see on the chart, okay, what's going on, how does this work, and you can have a better observation on the chart itself. So that's just some stuff you can do with the cumulative delta. If anybody has any questions about anything I did, just shoot it in the chat box and I'll be able to get to that towards the end. But let's move forward. So the other indicator that I was going to kind of do just a quick dive into and go over and see if anybody had questions on was the OHLC lines, which is open, high, low, close. Going back to the charts, getting rid of the cumulative delta. I'll just get rid of everything else, I guess, so we don't get confused. All right, so a quick way to add in indicators is just hitting Control T. So it brings up that all studies window. And then what you can do is go to OHLC. And then we updated this from the first run that we had. We have now a wide range of different things that you can add onto your charts. But just if I just hit create out of the gate, you just get your O, H, L, and C. And then what you can do is go in here and really add in everything that you use. For example, I know a lot of people like to use the opening range. That is in the OHLC settings. You can change the extended, regular, you can split them. Another thing that I like to do is if you have, let's say you want to watch the extended session versus the regular session, what you can do is add in another indicator, so OHLC again, re-add it in, and then have this indicator be for the regular session. And then you would have it layer on top of each other, so you can see that this is for the regular session and then the extended one goes back. So you can see this one's for the regular and then this one's for the extended. So the other thing that I think should be mentioned when using indicators in EdgeProX in general, you should avoid using the indicators on the continuous contracts. I just have this pulled up. I should probably set a good example and go to, so U1, I think is what we're doing. You want to go to the exchange traded contracts. So you want to use the contracts that are, traded on the exchange. The continuous contracts are not traded on the exchange. So you're gonna experience minor problems with the way the indicators are set up on your charts. For example, you'll notice that this resets at the proper time when the extended session starts. However, if you look at if I bring up another chart and you look at the ADS symbol, it'll reset at midnight, which is incorrect, and that's not right. Even if it shows it's starting at the same time, the indicator itself over time resets at midnight, which will cause problems with the indicator itself, and it makes it look like your indicators are off or wrong, which they're not. So I would, as soon as you switch the symbols over, you'll notice that any initial problems that you may have incurred with the indicators will go away, or should at least. So that's the cool thing too about OHLCs. You can layer extended and regular session OHLC lines. We have a mid as well. I know this is another common feature within this. Developing mid, I mean, we have a lot of different stuff in here for it. And then you can also have an OHLC that is showing this for, like, let's say a daily chart. Let's say I want to see the OHLC for a daily bar size, but I want to look at a 15-minute chart. You can see that it'll change the setting to a compromise for that. So this is just some cool stuff that you can do with both the OHLC and the cumulative delta. But I like to open up the floor to people who ask questions, because that's, kind of the reason that we do this, is to help you guys as well. live with live problems you may have. So fire away if you have any questions. Just put them in the chat box and I'll do that. I'll get to those throughout the time here, but yeah, so just let me know. We can just migrate over to the questions. Nobody submitted any questions prior, so if you guys don't have questions, then we can keep this relatively short, but just let me know. I will sit here and I can think of other things to go over, but yeah, just let me know. So another cool thing that we can do as well is when I showed the OHLC or developing opening range, the other cool thing is we can extend this into the DOM as well, which I think is pretty cool. If you go to the price column, you can set an opening range in the DOM as well, which is actually pretty cool. So I figured that's another thing that I can just throw in here. Most of the stuff that you can, at least most of it, you can transfer over to the DOM, so you can show your OHLC lines inside the DOM as well. So the market profile, or we have the volume imprint here, and then we also have the TPO charts. Oops, there we go. So the TPO charts are pretty cool. I like them in EdgeProX. The thing with EdgeProX is you'll learn to know that there's a lot of different ways that you can change this kind of stuff here. So this is not nearly just what you can do with it. If you head over to the settings, you'll notice that, and make sure you always go to all settings. You'll notice that there's just a wide array of different things that you can do with the TPO charts. EdgeProX is highly customizable for those that are new with it or haven't used it for a while. It's very customizable and very, the default version is just showing everything that we have available, but you can make this as complex or as simple as you'd like. So you have your TPO charts. You can split the regular and extended sessions. You can align the letters, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. Aligning the letters, there's so much that you can do with these TPO charts. So let me know if anybody out there is looking for something in particular with this. I can kind of show you really quick how this would work. How do you set Renko bar charts? Can seem to do that. Yeah, of course. All right, so if you head over to the active charts, the normal time settings that are on the bottom is not what it's constricted to. So you can set a Renko from the bottom here. This is just gonna be a 4-tick Renko. And it's also, you're not really gonna be able to set this from here as well. This is just a time setting bar. But the way you set this to be a customizable Renko is right click, go to chart settings, and then you want to go to bar settings. And then you'll have your bar size here, which you want Renko. You can have hybrid Renko and T Renko, but I think you're just looking for Renko. And then your interval. So we can change this to like whatever, 21 or whatever you're looking for, 8. And then what I will explain is there's this thing that says show range outline. When I hit apply, okay, it's going to show where it needs to go in order to create the Renko, the next bar. And so what's going on here? There we go. So right now it would need to hit 4,438 and a quarter to create an up bar, and then obviously 4432.25 to hit to go and create a down bar. So if you want that turned off, that can just be done in the same way. So right click, chart settings, bar settings, and then show range outlines. So turning that off allows it gets rid of that, and just your standard Renko now. So there's that. You can have this other stuff here too. A lot of other different point and figure can be accessed here, reversal. This is all here. So that's one way, or that's the way you would change to get a Renko. Hope that helped. Did anybody else have any other questions? So, just somebody just asked, we have a default bookmap chart, but this isn't the same as bookmap. This is just a heat map. This is just our version of a heat map, and so just just to make sure that we don't confuse the two. This isn't like pulled from bookmap, or has no correlation to bookmap at all. However, it is a standard heat map and can be used the same way that you could in bookmap, but they're not the same though. But yes, we do have this, and this is where this is accessed. You can access this here, and look at what you would whatever you use this for, scalping or whatnot. I like the heat map, and it's also another really customizable tool. It's an indicator at the top, so that's how we were able to layer all these different things on here. So if you go to the heat map, you can actually change the colors to be whatever you would like it to be. We currently have this scaled to the DOM specifically, so this is ticking relative to the DOM. So if you're a scalper, this is usually how they like the setup, or from at least my experience. So yes, to answer that question, we do. So yeah, I mean, just kind of going through, running through, it looks like we have our the default heat map, advanced DOM, which I would have to do an entire webinar just on the features in the DOM, because it's very customizable, and there's a lot of different stuff that can be done in the DOM itself, let alone the heat map and EdgeProX itself. The order flow tab is your volume imprint. You can see the volume imprint layered on top of the heat map. This, you don't have to have it set up this way. Let's say I don't like the heat map on here, boom, take it off. You have your volume profile on the side. So there's all of this stuff can be edited in any way you'd like. Is there a possibility, let's see, is there a possibility to separate the lines as to bid in the heat map? So you want to separate the lines so that you know what's on the bid and what's on the ask, is what you're asking, right? I think, let's see, all settings. I don't think there's a way to separate them. That's a different indicator. So the indicator I believe you're looking for is called DOM history. So if let's say, let's just go to a different one. Let's go to EdgeProX active. So if I go to EdgeProX active and hit DOM history, this should be what you're looking for, which is going to separate the bids from the asks. So if I go here and oops, all right, if I go here, extend, and then we can do like a gradient to, let's see what that looks like, apply, and then there's what you're looking for. Now you can change the colors. Obviously, this is a little intense, but you can change the colors, and this is going to be what I believe you're looking for. And let me know too if this isn't what you were intending on finding, but this is how you would do that. It's called a DOM history, and then you can change the max depth. So right now it's at 50. You can have it show all, etc. So you can have this be, which I think really you're looking for. So levels, all this is adjustable here. And then let's go back. So I'm not sure with regards to an iceberg detector, or like if we're planning on adding that in or not. Might have to see, with the team and see what we were planning on doing with this. But I just get the information. I don't know too much about what the plans are. But they do keep me in the loop. But I'd have to ask and see what if there were plans around that. So I'd have to get back to you. So just in general with, EdgeProX and assistance and whatnot, so I can jump back to the PowerPoints. So I like to think that, everybody here at EdgeClear is pretty accessible with helping on this. We have our support line, for the support email uh, regarding EdgeProX. So anytime you email this email right here, somebody at EdgeClear is able to assist you with something that you may be having trouble with on EdgeProX or whatnot. But we also, I set up, the knowledge base articles here, and this essentially is just a basic overview of things you might have questions on regarding EdgeProX. I kind of made the knowledge base for, people just fresh, have never used the platform ever. That's kind of like a good way to get started. We have videos on here as well. And me personally, if I like to send my clients, if they ask me a question or a list of questions, I will send you a custom video. I'll be like, hey, this is how you do what you're looking to do. Kind of the same way that you're watching me now. I'll show you exactly the same way, except in a personal video to get to your questions or to answer your questions. That's usually the easiest way for me to get the message across, is I kind of narrate through the problem for you. So, if you're looking to join the team and looking to join EdgeClear, you just shoot me an email, or sign up for a demo on the website. You can head over to edgeclear.com and or head over to the link, and you'd be able to get a demo set up and everything. So but yeah, to answer that question, I'd like to think we're pretty available. But if there's no other questions, we can end this now. And then, if you guys do have more questions or whatnot, you can email me. It's just johncarlo@edgeclear.com. I'd love to help you guys out. If there's anybody new in the audience that has, doesn't have an account here, I'd love to be, help you out, be your broker, and I can walk you through the platform and whatnot. So let me know. I would love to help anybody out. And, for those that are clients, the deal, just email me and I'll help you out. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. And I appreciate everybody that came out today. Thank you so much. And I hope to hear from everybody soon.